We're about to embark on a cross-country adventure, uncovering the best attractions in all 50 states of America. Those bucket list destinations you brag about visiting. This country's got it all: mountains, beaches, cities, and small towns. So sit back and relax as we dive into the heart of the USA. First stop, Alabama, the heart of Dixie. We're headed to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville. This ain't your average museum. Rockets, spacesuits, moon rocks, the whole shebang. Get a load of the mighty Saturn V rocket. It's taller than a football field is long, a testament to human ingenuity and ambition. Next up, we're heading north, way north, to the last frontier, Alaska. Alaska is not for the faint of heart. Glaciers carve through mountains, grizzly bears roam free, and the sun shines at midnight. We're here for something even more epic: Denali National Park, 6 million acres of pristine wilderness, home to North America's tallest peak, Denali. This majestic mountain towers over 20,000 feet above sea level. You gotta earn this view. Hike one of the many trails, or try your hand at mountain climbing. Just watch out for those grizzlies. Denali is a symbol of Alaska's untamed spirit. And hey, you might even spot a moose or two. All right, we're moving on to Arizona, the land of, well, a whole lot of sand. Speaking of which, that's our next stop: the big, the bad, the Grand Canyon. And yeah, you're not wrong, but this isn't just any hole, folks. This thing is massive. We're talking 277 miles long, 18 miles wide, and a mile deep. The colors, the layers, the sheer immensity of it all. Next up, we're heading to Arkansas, the natural state. Lush forests, sparkling lakes, and more hot springs than you can shake a stick at. Today, we're focusing on Hot Springs National Park. It's like Mother Nature's giant jacuzzi. Being a planet is hard work. They might be onto something. Hot Springs National Park is the place to be. We're heading to California, home to Hollywood, surfing, and avocado toast. But the magic? Disneyland. I know, Disneyland? Isn't that cliche? Cliches exist for a reason. It's a classic. Dreams come true here. Thrilling rides, beloved characters, and churros galore. Soar with Peter Pan. Plunge down Splash Mountain, or soak up the atmosphere. Disneyland is calling your name. Just bring an extra credit card. All right, we're heading to Colorado, home of the majestic Rocky Mountains. These mountains aren't just a pretty face. In Rocky Mountain National Park, you'll find over 300 miles of hiking trails. The views are worth every bead of sweat. Keep an eye out for marmots. Pack your hiking boots and sense of adventure. Rocky Mountain National Park is calling. Next up, we're sailing over to Connecticut, the Nutmeg State. Mystic Seaport is a living history museum that'll make you feel like you step back in time. Climb aboard historic ships, including the Charles W. Morgan. Sign up for a sailing lesson and learn nautical lingo. Explore the village, watch craftspeople, or relax by the harbor. Let's head to Delaware, the first state. Rehoboth Beach is a classic East Coast beach town, perfect for families and couples. It's more about building sandcastles and riding waves than partying. The boardwalk is a must-visit with its classic rides and Dolly's Candyland. Spread out your towel and soak up some rays, or take a dip and spot some dolphins. Rehoboth Beach is waiting for you. All right, folks, we're headed to the Sunshine State where the oranges are juicy, the beaches are sandy, and the theme parks are on a whole other level. We're talking about Florida Universal Studios. Orlando is a major theme park resort in Orlando, Florida, known for its thrilling rides, immersive attractions, and entertainment based on popular movies, TV shows, and franchises. It consists of 3 main parks: Universal Studios Florida, Islands of Adventure, and Volcano Bay. This is a water theme park with a tropical theme, offering water slides, lazy rivers, and a massive volcano centerpiece that houses thrilling water rides. The park emphasizes a more relaxed, resort-like experience with innovative virtual queue systems. Universal Studios Orlando also has a shopping and dining area called Universal City Walk, where visitors can enjoy restaurants, shops, and entertainment venues. The resort offers a range of on-site hotels, making it easy for guests to stay close to the action. We're about to take a trip through time. Savannah, Georgia, a city so steeped in history, you can practically smell the sweet tea and gunpowder. The heart of it all, the Savannah Historic District. Cobblestone streets, antebellum architecture, and Spanish moss-draped trees scream Southern charm. Trendy boutiques, award-winning restaurants, and a lively nightlife scene. From shrimp and grits to peach cobbler, your taste buds will be dancing. For a vacation with history and Southern hospitality, Savannah's Historic District is the place to be. Aloha, everybody! We're heading to paradise, baby. It's time to hang loose in Hawaii at Waikiki Beach. 2 miles of pristine white sand, crystal clear water, and lush green mountains. Sip a Mai Tai and work on your tan. Learn to surf with the pros or hike Diamond Head for panoramic views. Enjoy legendary Hawaiian hospitality. Waikiki Beach has something for everyone. All right, we're heading to Idaho, home of potatoes, yeah, but also something even more out there. I'm talking about Craters of the Moon National Monument. This place is like stepping onto a sci-fi movie set. Massive craters, volcanic cones, lava flows, all spread out over this crazy barren landscape. Just pull over at Craters of the Moon. You'll thank me later. Next up, we're in Illinois, home of deep dish pizza and apparently really, really tall buildings. I'm talking, of course, about the Willis Tower in Chicago. This bad boy is 1,450 feet tall. Can you imagine cleaning the windows on that thing? The real reason to visit the Willis Tower is the view. You can see 4 different states from up there. So, if you're ever in Chicago, head on up to the top of the Willis Tower. We're about to hit 200 miles per hour in Indiana, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, home of the Indy 500. There's something about the Indy 500 that gets your heart pumping. Maybe it's the roar of the engines, maybe it's the smell of burning rubber. It's about the history, the tradition, the fans who show up year after year, take a tour, visit the museum, maybe even kiss the bricks. Iowa. Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa. We're heading to the Hawkeye State, where the cornfields are plentiful. If you build it, he will come. And by he, I mean Kevin Costner. A baseball field and a cornfield? That's Iowa for you. Ever seen a ghost play baseball? That's what this place is all about. The Field of Dreams is more than just a movie set. Relive your childhood, play catch, or soak in the nostalgia. Take a drive out to the Field of Dreams. You won't regret it. Kansas, to infinity, and beyond the wheat fields. Hold on to your astronaut ice cream, folks, because we're blasting off to Kansas. We're going to the Kansas Cosmosphere and Space Center. It's home to the largest collection of Russian and American space artifacts. See actual spacecraft, spacesuits, and even a moon rock. Experience launching into space, walking on the moon, and landing a shuttle. Add the Kansas Cosmosphere to your travel itinerary. Kentucky, more than just fried chicken and horses. Howdy, folks. We're in Kentucky, the land of bourbon, bluegrass, and giant underground caves. Mammoth Cave National Park is the longest cave system in the world. Over 400 miles of explored passageways, just a good pair of shoes and a sense of adventure. Mammoth Cave is incredibly beautiful. Guided tours for all experience levels. Saddle up and head to Mammoth Cave National Park. We've made it all the way to Louisiana. Hold on to your beignets because we're diving into the French Quarter. Colorful buildings, balconies, and jazz music, it's all here. Take a stroll down Bourbon Street. It can get wild. For history, culture, and fun, the French Quarter is unbeatable. All right, all you nature lovers. We're heading north, way north, to the great state of Maine. Get ready to trade in your flip-flops for hiking boots, because we're about to explore Acadia National Park. Imagine towering granite cliffs plunging into the Atlantic Ocean, crashing waves, and lush green forests. Acadia's got over 150 miles of hiking trails. Acadia National Park is calling. Hey there, history buffs, this one's for you. We're here to talk about Fort McHenry, a place so important it inspired our national anthem. The British bombarded Fort McHenry, but guess what? Our flag was still there, and the Star-Spangled Banner was born. Head on over to Fort McHenry. We're in Massachusetts, home of clam chowder, the Red Sox, and the American Revolution. This city's got history oozing out of its cobblestone streets. The Freedom Trail takes you past 16 historical sites. It's like a history lesson come to life. Let's fast forward to a place where time stands still, Mackinac Island, Michigan. It's like stepping into a postcard from a simpler era. No cars allowed here. Instead, you get horse-drawn carriages and bikes. It's refreshing, like a detox from the daily grind, with fudge. Mackinac Island is famous for its creamy, chocolatey fudge. Plus, there's historic Fort Mackinac, breathtaking views of Lake Huron, and the iconic Grand Hotel. Experience the charm and beauty of Mackinac Island. We're heading to a place where you can indulge in your favorite American pastime. Shopping, the mother of all malls, the Mall of America in Minnesota. This place is massive. An aquarium, a theme park, a mini golf course. You could spend days here and still not see everything. There's something for everyone at the Mall of America. All right, we're moseying on over to Mississippi, the land of the blues. We're diving headfirst into history at the Vicksburg National Military Park. This place is more than just a park. It's a time machine. It's a stark reminder of the sacrifices made on both sides. you'll leave with a whole new appreciation for American history. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading to Missouri, the Show Me State. Missouri has a lot to show off, starting with the Gateway Arch in St. Louis. It's like the Eiffel Tower's cooler, more futuristic cousin from the Midwest. Standing at 630 feet tall, it's the tallest man-made monument in the U.S. You can take a tram ride to the top for a breathtaking view. Next stop, Montana, the Big Sky Country. Get ready to trade your fancy shoes for hiking boots. This place is not for the faint of heart. Towering mountains, pristine lakes, and abundant wildlife. Grizzly bears, mountain goats, bighorn sheep. Don't try to outrun a bear. Glacier National Park is a nature lover's paradise. Let's continue our trip of the top attraction in every U.S. state. We're in Nebraska, the Cornhusker State. We're talking about Chimney Rock National Historic Site. This towering rock juts out from the flatlands. It's a geological marvel, standing over 300 feet tall. It's a great photo op for your Instagram. All right, folks, we're heading to Nevada, the Silver State. We're going somewhere way more dazzling, way more over the top. That's right, we're going to Las Vegas. The Strip is like Times Square on steroids, with more lights, more shows, and more Elvis impersonators. We're talking giant pyramids, erupting volcanoes, dancing fountains, and enough neon to make your eyes water. You can ride a gondola, watch a jousting tournament, or get married by an Elvis impersonator all in one night. Just make sure you pace yourself, folks. What happens in Vegas might stay in Vegas, but a hangover, that follows you home. Calling all nature lovers! We're heading to New Hampshire, the Granite State. Get your hiking boots ready for the White Mountain National Forest. Towering peaks, cascading waterfalls, pristine lakes. The real star is the fall foliage. It's like Mother Nature's makeover. Pack your bags and head to the White Mountain National Forest. And don't forget the bug spray. We're in New Jersey, the Garden State. We're here for the flashing lights and saltwater taffy of Atlantic City. It's got that iconic boardwalk. It's like a 4-mile-long buffet of fried food and souvenir shops. So put on your best parachute pants and let's hit the slots, baby. Hold on to your sombreros, folks, because we're headed to the land of enchantment, New Mexico. We're in Santa Fe, a city so charming it makes even my cold, dead heart beat a little faster. Founded in 1610, it's one of the oldest settlements in the U.S. It's the adobe architecture, folks, and it's iconic. Santa Fe is a shopper's paradise, especially for turquoise jewelry and hand-woven rugs. All right, folks, we're headed to the city that never sleeps, New York City. We're here for Lady Liberty herself, the Statue of Liberty. Standing tall and proud on Liberty Island, she's like the welcoming committee for every tourist. It's worth it to see this iconic symbol of freedom and democracy up close. Next up, we're headed to North Carolina, the Wright Brothers National Memorial, located in Kill Devil Hills near Kitty Hawk. We find the Wright Brothers National Memorial. This memorial marks the site where Wilbur and Orville Wright made history with the first successful powered flight in 1903. The Wright Brothers National Memorial honors their groundbreaking achievement with a visitor center, full-scale replicas of their aircraft, and a monument perched on top of a 60-foot dune. It's a place where the spirit of innovation and adventure is still palpable. All right, let's be honest. When you think of North Dakota, you probably think of, well, not a whole lot, right? But North Dakota has a hidden gem. Theodore Roosevelt National Park. This ain't your average park. This place is full of rugged badlands, canyons, and prairies that'll make you feel like you stepped back in time. You might just be surprised at what you discover. All right, thrill seekers and adrenaline junkies, this one's for you. We're headed to Cedar Point, where screams of joy fill the air. Cedar Point is like if a roller coaster had a baby with a rocket ship. 18 heart-stopping coasters, folks. Strap in, hold onto your hats, and get ready for the ride of your life. Howdy, folks. We're saddling up and heading to Oklahoma, the Sooner State. The cowboy spirit is alive and kicking, like a bull at a rodeo. Experience Oklahoma's Wild West heritage at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum. It's a 20-acre campus packed with exhibits, art, and artifacts. From early pioneers to Hollywood cowboys. And if you're lucky, you might even run into a real-life cowboy. Mosey on down to the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City. You won't be disappointed. We'll explore the coolest spots in every state. Take a look at Crater Lake National Park, a 6-mile-wide, 2,000-foot deep lake formed by a collapsed volcano. Imagine a giant blue eye staring up at you from the earth. The water is some of the clearest and bluest you'll ever see. Take a boat tour to Wizard Island, or just soak in the breathtaking views. Crater Lake National Park is a place of incredible beauty and power. This one's for you, history buffs and cheesesteak enthusiasts. We're stopping in Pennsylvania, the Keystone State, known for the Liberty Bell, the Amish, and more varieties of cheese than a Wisconsin gas station. We're stepping back in time to Independence Hall. It's the birthplace of American democracy, where founding fathers declared independence from King George. Stand in the assembly room where the Declaration of Independence was signed, visit Independence Hall in Philadelphia, and grab a cheesesteak. We're heading to the Ocean State, Rhode Island. We're talking about the Newport mansions. Back in the Gilded Age, when robber barons were raking in cash, they needed a place to spend their dough. So they built summer cottages, like 200-room villas. These mansions are ridiculous, in the best way possible. Marble staircases wider than my first apartment, ballrooms bigger than airplane hangars, and gardens that would make Versailles jealous. We'll stroll through the breakers, peek inside Marble House, and maybe grab some clam chowder where the Kennedys hung out. All right, history buffs, we're heading to Charleston, South Carolina, home of sweet tea, charming accents, and the start of the freaking Civil War. That's right, we're talking about Fort Sumter, that little island fort that took a pounding from Confederate cannons back in 1861. It's a symbol of resilience, a reminder of a divided nation. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading to South Dakota. I'm talking about Mount Rushmore, the most American mountain this side of the Mississippi. Those 4 giant presidential heads carved into a mountain. It's like somebody took a jackhammer to history. We'll hike around, gaze in awe at the sheer scale of it all. All right, we're moving on to Tennessee, home of country music and Jack Daniels. And a guy named Elvis who could make teenage girls scream. Where else to experience the king than Graceland? This ain't just a mansion, folks, it's a shrine. You'll see his sparkly jumpsuits, his collection of cars, and even his 2 private planes. Howdy, partners. We're in Texas. Let's talk about the Alamo, a symbol of Texas pride. It's a somber place where Texans held out in 1836. Their sacrifice became a rallying cry for Texas independence. Today, the Alamo is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We're headed to Utah, a state so beautiful it looks like it was painted by Bob Ross himself. And the crown jewel of this red rock wonderland? Zion National Park. This place is breathtaking. Towering sandstone cliffs, emerald pools, waterfalls cascading down sheer rock faces like something out of an Indiana Jones movie. Zion has something for everyone. Bring your camera. All right, we're talking Vermont, folks. Land of maple syrup, Bernie Sanders, and more flannel than a Seattle coffee shop. We're going to the Ben & Jerry's factory. I see ice cream, I want to know more. A factory tour that's more fun than a barrel of monkeys. And of course, get to taste the goods. Hold on to your tricorn hats, folks, because we're diving headfirst into history in Virginia. Colonial Williamsburg. Point is, people love history. It's like stepping into a time machine and ending up at the world's most authentic American history theme park. All right, we're heading to Washington State, home of Starbucks, grunge music, and a whole lot of rain. But don't grab your umbrellas just yet. I'm talking about Mount Rainier National Park. This ain't your average mountain. This bad boy is a volcano. It's a towering giant covered in glaciers, forests, and wildflowers. Hike around, take a scenic drive, or just stare in awe. All right, we're heading over to the Mountain State, West Virginia. We're talking about the New River Gorge, folks. This place is a sight to behold. It's one of the oldest rivers in the world, carving through the Appalachian Mountains, towering cliffs, lush forests, and that winding river below. A haven for outdoor enthusiasts. Rafting, climbing, hiking. Put the New River Gorge on your list. You won't regret it. All right, cheeseheads, buckle up because we're headed to Wisconsin. You know, the land of cheese, beer, and apparently water parks. I'm talking about the Wisconsin Dells, folks. A place so jam-packed with water slides, it makes a slip and slide look like a kiddie pool. I'm not kidding. This place has more water parks per capita than anywhere else on Earth. You've got your Noah's Ark, your Kalahari, your Mount Olympus, all promising more thrills and spills than you can shake a bratwurst at. And listen, I'm no stranger to a good time, but I have to ask, Wisconsin, what's the deal with all the water parks? I mean, I get it, it's cold half the year, you gotta get your kicks somehow. But still, you'd think with all that cheese, you'd be content to just hibernate all winter. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe all that cheese gives them the energy to handle these insane water slides. Whatever it is, the Wisconsin Dells are a sight to behold. Just be sure to pack your swimsuit, your sense of adventure, and maybe an extra pair of underwear. You're gonna need them. Next stop, Wyoming, where the water parks are probably frozen solid. Hold on to your Stetsons, folks, because we're headed to Wyoming. Wyoming is home to one of the most jaw-dropping natural wonders on this planet, Yellowstone National Park. Geysers shooting boiling water hundreds of feet in the air, colorful hot springs that look like they belong on another planet, and enough bison and elk to start your own Western film. Yellowstone is one of those places that everyone should experience at least once in their life. Well, folks, there you have it. We've traveled from sea to shining sea, explored mountains and beaches, and discovered hidden gems and iconic landmarks. This was just a small taste of what this great nation has to offer. So if you have always wanted to see some of the states we have just visited, then just go. You only live once. Tell me in the comments what your favorite American attraction is. And hey, while you're at it, why not check out our other videos and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, keep exploring and discovering new adventures.